Hello, my name is Carlos Trinidad and welcome to my presentation. Imagine you are a 10th grader who wins $3 million in a competitive Fortnite tournament. This actually happened with a player named player named Kyle and goes by Booga. This changed him for the better and his whole life pretty much, and these phenomenons happen all over the competitive gaming industry. Yet it is still looked down upon and not given the appreciation that it deserves and the respect. Competitive gaming isn't respected, especially when compared to physical sports, because people tend to overlook it and don't take it as serious. Not that they don't take it as serious, but they don't see like past it. You feel me? This not only impacts gaming, but also the players themselves, especially their self-esteem. People who have developed lower self-esteem can also develop a fear of trying, which is important, especially when that's what gives you the drive. And according to an article written by the Department of Health and Human Services on September 18, 2001, titled Self-Esteem, published on the Better Health Channel website, a person may doubt their abilities or worth and avoid challenges, potentially making a player quit and starting a domino effect trickling down to everyone involved in competitive gaming. However, there are actions we can take to increase its respectability and get it the appreciation that it deserves. Furthermore, it is important to know the toll of lack of appreciation that can take on gaming and its players. Now, furthermore, in-person tournaments, being the highest stage for competitive gaming held usually in stadiums and arenas, are also one of the most expensive, demanding lots of funds and investments. According to an article written by Jay Freeman on March 22nd, 2022, titled Commonwealth Games Trial, an opportunity to show it is more than just a game, published on the BBC website. Despite esports growth in the recent past, the activity still receives criticism. And also in that same article, former swimmer Sharon Davis was also quoted in an article saying young people should be engaging in physical sports and not ones that require people to sit on their backside and their two fingers and their thumb. The first quote alone shows that even when gaming is growing, it continues to be bashed, potentially scaring others from entering the scene and tarnishing credibility. Secondly, one comment can ruin the chance to raise funds, because it could turn off investors who are kind of looking but seeing how like the like society is looking at it. And when investors don't take it seriously or unmotivated, can lead to tournaments being canceled, leaving pro gamers and fans of the game in a state of abandonment. Which leads to my next point, which is competitive gaming becoming stagnant because of lack of appreciation. And when something becomes stagnant, it is dull, unchanging, and dead. Lack of appreciation and respect demotivates developers, investors, and regular and professional players. In terms of competitive gaming, when no excitement is built and there's a lack of people and trust, all that's left is a shell of its former self. Most important are the players and their mental health. According to an article written by the Department of Health and Human Services on September 28, 2001, titled Self-Esteem, published on the Better Health Channel, where it states, poor treatment from a partner or career, for example, being in an abusive relationship, can cause low self-esteem. Lack of appreciation, overwhelming criticism are detrimental to a player's mental health, which in turn kills the sport because they will not produce at their highest level and might end up quitting the game in general because of how badly their mental health is being affected. Now that I have acknowledged problems associated with the lack of appreciation and respects, we will now introduce some solutions to this problem. To address these issues, there are a variety of possible solutions. First, a way to raise money for these in-person tournaments would be to hold fundraisers. According to an article written by Andy Johnson Creek and Lewis McGrath on January 10, 2022, titled Fundraising Meets Gaming, What to Know Before You Begin, published on the Charity Communications website, supporters can raise funds by taking part in a sponsored gaming event. live streaming the action on Twitch or YouTube, and asking for donations from friends, family, and followers. Another way to help the cause is to simply talk good about gaming. Saying good things goes a long way. Secondly, to keep competitive gaming alive and prevent it from stagnating, treat developers with respect and be considerate because they work tight deadlines. Imagine how they must feel when they read a headline about their game doing well, rather than one that belittles their accomplishments, like talking down on it. And one can also show support by interacting with them, sending appreciation messages to the developers. And finally, the heart and soul of competitive gaming are the players. To help them, we must be respectful to them because they are humans just like us. And it's not wrong to give constructive criticism, but it is when things get personal and plain out rude. One can also show support by interacting with them, either by watching their videos if they have a channel, sending a simple message of like, hey, I love what you're doing, keep it pushing, or just letting them know that what they're doing is important and should be appreciated. For example, the player I mentioned earlier, Bugo, is able to win not only because of his skills, but also because he had lots of support from those around him, giving him confidence. According to a source written by Jacob Wolf on July 28, 2019, titled Kyle Buga Gearsdorf 16 wins Fortnite World Cup singles and $3 million. Published on the ESPN website, it states, all of Buga's families traveled to New York on their train from Philly to support the 16-year-old in his journey. Showing how a gamer who is healthy can do so much greatness to the level of impacting competitive gaming entirely. These are just a couple of examples and suggestions that can help improve competitive gaming and get it the recognition and appreciation it deserves. Now I want to paint you guys a picture. Imagine all the solutions are realized, including the fundraisers, being more considerate to the people who are involved in competitive gaming, and an increase in people sending love out to their favorite players. It would take competitive gaming to Pluto, because it would mean creating a bond and camaraderie with the players, developers, organizers, and viewers. This will not only make competitive gaming more welcome to those that are unfamiliar with it, but also be seen as legit and professional. If these solutions are not realized, competitive gaming will cease, or at least never reach the appreciation and respect it deserves, because all the problems would soon become final, meaning no tournaments would be held, competitive gaming would lose its spark because of all it has endured, and lastly, pro gamers would move on with no tournaments to play and lack of motivation. This should make you aware of the urgency with which this subject is being faced, and it should be clear that even though this subject may not be mentioned, it is important because it brings light to a world where so much is going on. A fundraising can be held by anyone, even your little sibling, whether it is online or at a lemonade stand at your local park. Being mindful of what you say also helps competitive gamers stay alive and competitive gaming. You can do this simply by talking respectfully about competitive gaming, sending love to developers rather than ranting about how something went wrong, and lastly, learning to appreciate the players by interacting with them on social media, watching their videos, and treating them like you want to be treated. With all that being said, competitive gaming can become more than just a game. Thank you.